Welcome back to part 2 of subject-verb agreement. Now that we know how to eliminate the extra stuff in the sentence, we can now begin to find the subject and the verb. So let's first look at what is a subject. A subject of a sentence is the person, place, thing, or idea that is doing or being something. What is a verb? The verb is the physical action or the state of being of the subject. So to find the verb, read the sentence and ask two questions. Either what is the subject doing or what is the subject being. If you get an answer to the first question, you have what's called an action verb. If you get an answer to the second question, you have what's called a being verb. Now that we've gotten past the beginning part, we now need to look at a couple of important notes that can impact your ability to look for the subject and verb. First off, as told yesterday in the lesson, eliminate all prepositional phrases and infinitives before you begin to look for the subject of the verb. That is because the subject of the verb will never be inside a prepositional phrase. So by eliminating this information, you are making it easier to find the subject or the verb. Number 2, when you are looking for the verb, you must always include helping verbs. These are the words that help change the tense of the sentence. A list of them is listed right here. Has, have, had, could, would, should, will, may, can, shall, do, does, did, is, am, are, was, were, be, been, and being. Now just so you know, you can have a minimum of one of these, but you could also have a maximum of 3 of these. These may also be split up and may not be right next to each other in a sentence. But if you see any of these words, they should be identified as part of the verb. Number 3, if you cannot find the subject, look to see if you have a command sentence. And if so, you might have what is called the understood you. That means that the subject is not directly stated in the sentence, it is understood that the reader knows I am speaking to you. And finally, number 4, when the subject is not doing anything, so we do not have an action verb, but instead is being, ask yourself what word or words replaces is or are being to ultimately find the correct verb. Now we can go ahead and practice. So if you remember, the very first thing we want to do is look for our prepositional phrases and infinitive phrases. So in the first sentence, Steve and Andy skated in Chicago at the rink. In Chicago is a prepositional phrase. At what? At the rink is another prepositional phrase. Now that we got those out of the way, we can look for the subject. Who or what is the sentence about? Steve, Andy. They are both subjects. We underline subjects one time. Notice we did not underline the word and. That is because and is not a person, place, thing, or idea. Now when we look for the verb, we ask ourselves, what did Steve and Andy do? Well, they skated. So we underline the verb 2 times. Sentence number 2. We once again look for our prepositional phrases and or infinitives. Of what? Oranges. On what? Counter. Now if you look at this sentence and we eliminate those prepositional phrases, it becomes easy to now find the subject because remember, the subject cannot be inside that prepositional phrase. So if we cross these off, we see that we have left a carton was placed. If we ask ourselves what the sentence is about, the sentence is about carton, so we underline it 1 time. What did the carton do, or what is the carton being? It was placed. Well, placed is your action verb, but was is a helping verb. It changes the tense of the sentence. Sentence number 3. Sam had walked to the Taco Bell. To the Taco Bell is your prepositional phrase. Sam is the subject. Sam, what did he do? He walked. But we know that had is a helping verb, so had walked is the complete verb. Number 4, walk carefully under that ladder. Under the ladder is the prepositional phrase. Walk carefully. Who or what is the sentence about? Well, it doesn't seem to make sense. So I'm asking myself, what kind of a sentence is it? Is it a command? Walk carefully. Yes, it is, because I could say, hey, you walk carefully. So this means that the understood you is what's called the subject of the sentence. What are you doing? You are walking. Before the bell, the pen had fallen to the floor. Before the bell is the prepositional phrase, and to the floor is another prepositional phrase. All we have left is the pen had fallen. The sentence is about a pen, and the verb, the pen had fallen, is the complete verb. Our group is happy to go to the zoo. Well, I see the words to there, and I have to remind myself that to sometimes can be a preposition, and sometimes it can be the beginning of an infinitive. So once again, I look at the word that comes after it. Go is a verb, so to go is an infinitive. But the word the is not a verb, so to the zoo is a prepositional phrase. Remaining is our group is happy. The sentence is about the group. What is the group doing? It's not doing anything. What is the group being? The group is being happy. Which word replaces being? Is the verb. Sam ate quickly and went to the library. To, I see it again. Look at the word after it. The is not a verb, so to the library is a prepositional phrase. The sentence is about Sam. What did Sam do? He ate. But wait a second, what else did he do? He also went. I will take all of my children on a cruise. So once again, I'm looking for my prepositional phrases or infinitives, and I see of whom? Children. On what cruise? All I have left is I will take all. The sentence is about I. What am I doing? Will take is my complete verb. The teacher is only graded with a purple pen. With a purple pen is my prepositional phrase. The sentence is about teacher. The teacher, what is the teacher doing? Grading. But I also see that the word has is here, and that is one of my helping verbs. Notice that this verb is split up with an adverb. We do not underline the adverbs.